Hey.
Hey. Get it. Hey.
Hey.
Let's get it. Let's go. Hey. Let's go. Hey. Fat. Unemployed. Ain't working mad real years. Live broke. Dead broke. Live with your mom on the couch. Living room bad. Age in the account got the same number. $28 in your account right now.
So, trickstabs, a very controversial topic, and today I'm going to be teaching you everything I know about them. There isn't much that can be said about trickstabs that haven't been said already, but at the very least, I can try to put everything I know into one short, hopefully easy, to follow guide. So let's get to it. Starting with what is a trickstab. According to Cup.tf, trickstabs are special maneuvers used by spies to backstab enemies that know they are a spy. This can be done in many different ways, and all of which will be shown later in this video. But for now, the first thing you're going to have to learn is the back hitbox. The back hitbox is pretty generous. You can think of the model as a square, and split it in half, one half being the back, and as long as you are behind that hitbox, a backstab is possible. Even if you're right on the edge of the hitbox, the stab will still work just as long as your model is behind the hitbox. Now that you have a basic idea of the hitbox, we can start covering trickstabs. We'll start with the basic beginner trickstabs that all spies first learn. You can think of these stabs as the building blocks for more intricate variations down the line. But fact being that they're beginner trickstabs, some of these are common knowledge and some players will be wary of them. And with that in mind, let us begin. The jump stab, commonly referred to as the stair stab, is one of the most common stabs you can perform. As the name implies, you jump from a higher elevation, hold crouch, turn 180 degrees, air brake once you're over their head, and stab. You air brake by pressing the key opposite of your current momentum. This will stop your momentum and prevent you from overshooting the stab. This stab can be performed off of almost any elevation, with the minimum being a teleporter. The strafe and snap, commonly referred to as the side stab, is the simplest trickstab you can learn. While a target approaches you, you strafe to their side, snap your view to their back, and stab. This stab relies solely on speed for its success. The matador, a simple yet very effective trickstab that is performed by leading a target one way, then going the other, in a manner similar to breaking someone's ankles.
Do that, Nick. Cut. Oh! Shit! Ah!
Similar to a strafe and snap, you lead your target one direction first. When they turn to look in that direction, you strafe and snap their vulnerable side. The corner stab, same as the matador, only difference being you leave them behind a corner. It's a good habit to take corners wide as if someone was coming, cause sometimes you might catch someone off guard and it can open them up for a simple strafe and snap. The drop stab, not really a trick stab, but a lot of people like to think of it as one, so I'll include it. A drop stab is when you fall off of a high elevation and catch someone off guard. When looking out for spies, people will often check behind them and to the sides, but they don't look up very often. The understab. This situational stab is like a strafe and snap, but instead of attacking from the side, you attack from below. When a target is above you, you simply strafe under them, flick your view to their back, and stab. This works well against players who chase you off of a ledge, rocket jumping soldiers, and scouts who like to double jump a lot. Once you've mastered the basics, you can start moving on to more situational and convoluted variations. At this point you'll start to recognize how players move, and how your own movements can influence them, and it is the perfect time to experiment. Starting with the strafe stab, best used against backpedaling targets. Simply strafe into them and stab their shoulder. Not only is Spy the second fastest class in the game, but players move 10% slower when they backpedal. A variation of this is the circle strafe, which is best used against targets who like to hold W. Strafe in one direction around your target in a circular motion until you reach their back. The key to this is to stay close, while using your back key to adjust your positioning. The air stab, a variation of the jump and drop stab, a very situational stab where you backstab a target while both of you are airborne. How you both end up in the air is irrelevant. Just remember to hold crouch, and learn how to air strafe to utilize this stab to its fullest potential. Another variation is the surf stab. Damage in this game propels you, and you can use this to your advantage to get out of unfavorable situations. But in this case, you attempt to backstab someone instead. Simply crouch jump while you're taking damage to surf off of it, and air straight to your desired target. Just remember you cannot surf damage while you're disguised. Now this brings us to arguably the most difficult trick stab there is, the flip stab, or reverse stair stab. When a player is chasing you down an incline, you face them, crouch jump backwards, and air straight over them. Let the player pass under you, and stab. The target has to be very close for this to work. And yes, this can also be done off of a teleporter. Now not only can your movements influence people in front of you, but they can influence people behind you as well. Being able to trick stab with your back turned drastically increases the chances of it working, and this is true for the basics as well as the switch stab. When a target is pursuing you, you strafe to the side and back pedal. When they pass you, you stab. The most important factor in this stab is timing. And the final stab we'll be covering is the reverse matador. When you're being pursued, strafe in one direction, hold the strafe key, turn 180 degrees in the opposite direction in which you're strafing. Keep strafing until you reach their back, and stab. You may need a higher sensitivity to pull this off comfortably, and the most important part of this stab is to keep holding the strafe key. There are countless other variations and combinations you can do. Just always remember to stay loose, be spontaneous, and be unpredictable. I've given you more than enough tools to get your start. The rest is all up to you. And if you ever need more information about one particular trick stab, you can easily look up a more detailed guide if you need it. When to trick stab? It depends. What playstyle do you wish to play? Do you want to trick stab aggressively, or use it as a last resort? There is no set in stone way to play. All that matters is if you're having fun. The loadout you choose can also help with your playstyle, like the kunai for more aggressive playstyles, and the spy sickle for more reserved playstyles. Just don't be this guy.
G'day all, Mr. Paladin here. G'day all, g'day all, Mr. Paladin here.
And whenever you receive a melee duel, always be sure to accept. Don't be a little bitch.
You get back here. Fight me like a man. Let me avenge myself. I will never avenge myself.
Another thing you're going to learn pretty early on is there is always a chance for failure. There are no such things as face and fail stabs, only lag compensation making it look that way. Have you ever gotten headshot behind a corner? Face stabs work the same way. Melee is hit scan, and hit scan is registered server side. So it doesn't matter what you see, and it doesn't matter what they see. What matters is what the server sees. And if the server sees a backstab, then it's a backstab. If you want a more in-depth explanation, check out Stabby's video in the description. Now even when the stab looks legitimate, some players will still try to discredit you and try to find something to blame rather than acknowledge their own mistakes. Just don't engage them unless you're looking for an argument. Chances are they genuinely don't know how hit registration works and are just confused. Don't be rude to them. I would say these players are few and far between, but that would just be a lie.
I love the lagging hitboxes.
Congratulations, you're officially the most hated kind of player in TF2. Now go out there and make your sick new frag video. Now please, do not ask me for anything ever again.